Still annoyed by that. Just, apparently we have audio that's not controlled by the music or the ambience volume. Don't know why. That's bad game design right there. But anyway, welcome back to Vampire The Masquerade Coteries of New York. And me trying to balance the audio that should be under like music or ambience or something. Also, by the way, we reloaded so the hunger's back. Shrug. You're here, that's a relief. Oh. Apparently things have escalated well now at this point. Apparently to the point where our coterie shows up. You're trying to cross the border, right? Border right into the Imperial Emperors? Same as oh. Oh, did you just make a Skyrim reference? You just made a Skyrim reference. Rail off. You made a Skyrim reference. Same as us and the asshole over there. Far worse and quick. Seeing their faces surprises me more so in these circumstances. How are you realizing the mere danger and follow your companions out of the car? Up a series and same audio track. I was hoping it was done. You're unlikely to maintain your commands out of the car and down the street in North Bronx. Sounds crazy to know a car. Familiar face the Kaiser's School Jackie. Familiar face that of Kaiser's School Jackie stumbles out of the red sedan and slinks away into the darkness before you can call after him. Here if you jog away toward the line of the trees. It takes shelter under some branches just as you hear a chopper approaching and the searchlight illuminates the red van moves towards you. Get on the ground. Agatha takes something out of his pocket. You hear a soft braking sound, then he just disappears from sight. There's a hope, but she's not there. You haven't seen him move. It's just a tree she leaned against a scant few seconds ago. Left alone with just seconds to make you move before the spotlight finds you. See no better option, you find the nearest bush and dive right under it. It's probably not the best or smartest thing to do, but you have to trust your gut. The illumination passes only a few inches from you. There's a pattern of light on the ground. The trees block a good portion of it. It doesn't dwell on you. It doesn't seem like they've spotted you or any of your companions. Arrow flies on and searchlight frantically moving through the vicinity as your companions once again appear in proximity. Oh snap. We have an opening. Let's go before the SI decides they want to do no sweep. But yeah, seriously, what the fuck? Hope cared for them men. Your life up to this point, everything you do, is a highly advanced VR situation. Simulation. Welcome to the real world. Your plain stairs will make the crack. No, actually, the SI first lie in this case. I think raided your haven and took you in. They would just transport you out of town. Kaiser told us which route they'd take. Yay, thanks Kaiser. Gonna have to repay him a favor, ain't I? Wait, how does the SI know where I lived? Massive security? Last time I'll keep your antivirus software up to date. Avoid questionable websites and only download software for trustworthy sources. Sorry, kind of better go. The limo's here. Kaiser's familiar car stops now behind the black door opens your alley, so you inside and join you. Inside this mobile fortress never felt like a relief until now. Hey, fledgling, missed me. Wait. Hey, fledgling, miss me. No, not really, but I would say this. I'm glad to hear. Well, I'm not overly fond of breaking licks out of covert SI transports. so I consider this an investment. You are here not only because I told your buddies that you were neck deep in shit. That van you were in, a one-way ticket to Hurtville, Pennsylvania. I broke you out as a favor, now you owe me big. Nope, snorts. What's so funny, Chester? Hurtville, Pennsylvania. What, you like it? Yeah, it is literally the funnest thing I've ever heard. They use that where you workshop these bits with our ancient demons, can I get in? Everyone's a critic. How did you know the SI broke into my pay but took me away? Is that a piss poor attempt at insult fledgling? Kept eyes on you ever since. That little job you did for me and Nolita, you know, in case I need you for something else. Well, he's a Nosferatu, no fucking shit he'd do this. I didn't know your comings and goings. Yes, rumors are true that Outward surprisingly good at keeping up with the information flow in the city. Despite his age, probably in the top 3. Gee, thanks, sugar. Very probably in the top 10. Grins for what you assume is a lecherous smile. Hope seems so momentarily insulted by the top 10 remark. I have a good idea why the SI hit you, Tiffy. Not that I want tons of good reasons for it. Might have been one of these, for instance. Screening Kaiser's car flicker with each of them shows a short loop clip. It's you getting into a fight, feeding, using one of your powers. You haven't simply kept a low profile with Fireflies, and I get you're new to this, you didn't know better, yada yada. The fact is the SI has tons of this stuff. Scary guy first, YouTubers, post biologists, social media posts from veterans, you name it. Like I said though, I don't think any one of these did you in. Slip-ups happen. The reason I need you walking and talking, Tiffany, is to test a hypothesis of mine. Then I need to finish what you were tasked to do. First things first, Hill. Answer your phone, the number's already been dialed. Hear the tone, somebody picks up. Who is this? It's me, Sophie. Tiffy, are you okay? I'm fine and dandy. Kaiser, what are you doing on this line? Well, yeah, I think it's my phone and your protege is using it, so keep it snappy. Operating a secure network ain't cheap. Come on, Tiffy, spit it out. And listen, I got captured by the Second Inquisition, but I'm fine now. That's why I failed. Listen, the plan, we need to do it tonight, but if the Inquisition is involved and you broke out, they'll be looking for you, so we can't meet in public. Place in line, but Kaiser, are you still listening? Would I tell you if I wasn't? If you call this number from where you visited before last we spoke, I'll come pick you up. She hangs up. And that's that. Well, shit. Everything's escalating. Well, so much for our Nosferatu storyline. I think he's been cut out of the deal. Maybe I should have made more choices. Oh, well. Everything seems to be coming to a conclusion. Well, Jeff, you care to elaborate? I don't need to answer that, Ritter. Think we've almost arrived at the answer. Sorry to spoil it, fine, but I answered that particular riddle momentarily. Don't worry, dog. I thought I'd feel out once way after a mutual acquaintance continues without night. My intel is worth a damn. Your next stop, Tiffy, is right about here. Car comes to a stop and the door opens. Outside, you see the street leading to Swords and Stripes, Torque's Pool pub. Well, you need me to kick you out? How about Agatha and Hope? What about them? They're staying right where they are, and we're going to have a little chat. After we're done, I'm sure they'll find their way back to their havens just fine. The clock is ticking. I think I know what Sophie wants to do tonight, and if I'm right, tonight's the last chance you've got. If you want to say bye to your buddies before you go, that's fine with me, but that schedule of yours is pretty heavy, so you better do it now and scram. You thank both your companions for their assistance. Without them, you wouldn't be here now. Kaiser makes a gaggy gesture and urges you to step out of the car. Turn around and make your way to the bar. The door closes behind you, and Kaiser's then starts to move again. You hope your companions won't have to pay too high of a price for helping you. Also, there's a shame about D'Angelo. It feels like we were making progress, but then apparently we made it to this far. Also, still playing that tone. I can't get it to stop, so The thought in the stripes is pretty much a bench tonight, with only the bartender and one bleary-eyed loco watching an old Barker movie on the bar screen. You actually use the phone call Sophie first. Yes? I'm at the bar. Good, we'll be there in 15 minutes. If Torch's not there notifying, we need to move fast. Moving fast. She hangs up. The bartender should notify Torch just like that, and leave mention you should. Manage the truck call, you only hear somebody pick up, but no words exchanged. No one's on its way right now. Can I get you anything while you're waiting? After you serve the special stuff, the bartender raises an eyebrow. The special reserve, you mean? I'm sorry, I can't really serve that to a no such and those friends. Bitch, I need blood. I won't tell anyone, just as it with the good stuff. Okay, but this is okay, so they don't notice anything missing. Kids are barking and sit down the counter and pours a bit of brown liquor into a glass. It's whiskey. They'll enjoy. Disappointing platform, but at least the smell was nice. The truck comes in some 10 minutes later without me. Gave me whiskey instead of blood. I wasted blood for that. Tips his hat to you, puts a hand on the bleary-eyed patron's shoulder and says something. You feel his breath, they both laugh. Marty, how's the night going? Quiet, sir. Just how you like it, huh? Todd notices an untouched glass with a bit of whiskey in it that you persuade the bartender to pour. For me, you shouldn't have. Takes the glass, drinks the liquor, moving around his mouth with a swallow. Let you and I. Sure, won't keep it in forever. The night when I don't enjoy the taste of good whiskey is the night when I will truly consider myself damned. Well, Jeffrey, I believe you want me here for a reason. Let's hear it. About to tell him what brought you here when the door opens to the bar and Sophie walks in in all splendor and charisma. Patrons eyes are now bleacher, and so are the bartenders. Talkers are happy with the sight. Well, this isn't what we agreed on, Tiffy. Care to explain? Dark meets Sophie. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I believe Tiffy already told you why I'm here. Not in any detail, and the circumstances on me were supposed to be different, so Miss Langley, tell me why I should ask you to leave and kick out your protege while I'm at it. You like what I have to say? Yeah, I've heard that line 100 times, but 99 of those ended with somebody getting hurt. That's not something I'm in the mood for tonight. You're wasting time. There's a unique opportunity we should take advantage of, and we only have an hour or so to discuss it before it'll be time to act. My driver's waiting outside. Wait, goddamn man. First of all, I'm not going anywhere without Mia. That was the deal. Second, it's Tiffy who's supposed to do the driving, not your servant. Both serve me, so it's very little difference. The circumstances change. We had to adapt. Don't be stubborn. Fortunate does not suit you. I have a secure spot in mind where we can talk. I'll stop you right there. Talk receiving, but he's keeping a lid on his anger. His voice barely changes. My conditions were clear. The way I hear it, you want to break each one of them. I see no reason at all to agree to any of this. I believe I'll be staying put tonight. You have places to be, yes? Dark is throwing away the only chance you have at challenging Callahan. Don't be a fool. The lid comes off. Call me a fool one more time, woman, and that's the only thing I'm going to be throwing. That's not the only thing I'm going to be throwing. You're both acting like children. You need to put your differences aside and see that was point of view. Both of them glare at you. No powers, just like the personas are enough to make you feel like you prefer to be anywhere else but here. Who the fuck do you think you are? There's one child here, Tiffy. Or their patron language. What does that tell us? What are you implying, you insolent? By the way, shots break the front windows. Shit's escalating. A flashbang goes off in the room, changing the bar into a space of white light and ringing noise. There's somebody tugging it back and thrown behind the bar. More shots ring out. Bars break. The TV shatters to pieces. The wooden boards splinters. Set comes back where you think you've gone dead because sitting in the room is silent. You see Torque beside you and Marjorie, the bartender, bleeding out on the floor. You look over the bar. Sophie standing there, her dress partially tattered, a visible hole in her leg. She's like the heart of a supernova, entrancing, unavoidable, beautiful, and terrifying, from her 8 operatives looking like a private military force, just standing there, paralyzed by Sophie's magnificence. Torque, you still there? Yeah. You kindly show your guest some hospitality? Sure thing. The hangar is gone in a blink of an eye, and he repairs next to one of the soldiers. The all-clad operator's head disappears in a puff of blood and bone. Same thing happens to the second, the third. The raiders go off on the other soldier's shoulders, the panic voice pleading them to wake up. The fourth head pops, the fifth. Finally realize what happens, but it's too late. As this man's behavior, what you now see is just Torch's barrel-fisted punch. Torch is stuffed by the seventh man, rips something off his neck, bites down. Sophie walks over to the last man and has him kneel in front of her before biting his well. A giant man full body armor emerges from the back door, raising his assault rifle. What the fuck? Not smart, but it's what you're insane territory. You jump around the soldier just as he pulls the trigger. Bullets sink into your body, ripping and tearing your flesh. Each projectile microphone is exploding inside you. Where's my fortitude defense score? Combat Knight's core ashes hit the soldier's visor into a skull. You turn around. Torque is grinning, his mouth something under his breath. Langley? Sophie wipes her mouth, bloodless M. That means they're an item? Yes, I'll take it. Splendid. Torque walks behind the ball and chest of the bartender. See that open his own wrist. His feet bled to the wounded man. Drink up, Marty. It'll make you feel better. Get the hell out of here, away from Mia. She's coming, and she'll know what to do. Torque? Yeah, come on. Take the back door. Jeffy, come on. Tell Marty's probably a girl then. Exactly. Maybe 10. Think back into an hour behind the bar, leaving 10 bars from one groups they weren't cool behind. Nobody stops you from circling around the block and finding a way to the Sophie's car. Now he'll be fine once that vampire kicks in. It's like Mercurio. Driver drives away casually if this was just an hour late night drive. And not the crowning of a desperate, complicated evening. Oh, snap. So he brings you to a lecherous apartment in Manhattan's Upper West Side. Well, this place looks nice, much better than our apartment. Which is funny, the vampire who owned it left the city a few years ago and gave away spell keys to a few trusted compatriots. But you sporadically since. Fancy. Like it? Always felt too modern for my taste. What's important is that it's secure. As long as nobody follows your car here, or the fledgling, so it follows this one wherever they go. If that's the case, we have very little time to conduct our business here anyway, and we'll be leaving soon, I hope, so let's begin. I'm just gonna stay silent. But Sophie decided. Finally, you will learn what it is you've been working towards for more than a week, and what it is the Kaiser wanted you to participate in. I have a good theory that Boss Cowling is blood-bound Prince Panhard. Well, shit. Well, that's a thing. In my opinion, it would have been the other way around, but sure, why not? Torque sucks out loudly. That's an acquisition and a half, though, Langley. Got proof? No, but we're just a boat ride away from getting it. What is that supposed to mean? Different the address that because Kaiser was the mean spot for Panhard and the Baron's regular showing of blood and other bodily fluids if the rumors are true. Oh my. Wait, Kaiser knew about this? Is there anything that self-appointed Trump or Deskin doesn't know in the city? He knows things, but only shows them if you pay. Even the Prince of Callahan can touch him. He's too useful. Well, he is a Nosferatu, go figure. I just said something about having plans for me. They want me to make this meeting happen. That can't be good, right? It's an interesting point. I think Kaiser might be interested in shaking up the status quo as we are. Carrot landscape makes for a great market for him, unlike a static one. I don't like playing into that creep's hands, but at least now I know why I'm doing it. The devil, you know. And all that, what was the address he gave you? Meet regular on Ellis Island. In fact, the next scheduled meeting starts in just around half an hour. Hot damn, I'm guessing you want to crash that meeting. Why? So you can see the proof for yourself, so that I can make sure too. So that I have an extra pair of eyes for Panhard to consider when I present her to her my ultimatum. The Prince must abandon her sea and leave New York City. She go wherever she pleases, but if she stays, the entire court will know, and the next prince might not look favorably on her past. To have the annals especially so closely is a punishable offense in the Camarilla, as I'm sure you've heard. Aren't we doing that, though? Question mark. So I did? Torch strokes his beard and looks intently at Sophie. What's that you're trying to accomplish here? Say you remove Panhard and even remove Callahan, then what? Torch, did you ever wonder why Callahan is keeping you in check? Because I wondered why the prince condemns Xehanort during her visits to Elysium, but doesn't allow the ivory tower to challenge you. She or they have engineered the status quo, not for the good of their stats, but for private gain. They keep us all in line because it lets them hold on to power that much longer. And your goal is what? Make this cold wood turn hot? Not a great plan. You gammies will get your butts kicked out of New York City in no time. Janus managed to organize, which I doubt you will. At any rate, it's a risk I'm willing to take. I don't stand alone in this. This entire operation has been years in the making. Torque, I'm offering you a chance to square things with Callahan and level the playing field. Get rid of these two, we can start on equal footing at the net stage of this dance macabre. Almost feels like I should ask that. Do I factor into this plan at all? Yes, we will be taking you with us outside. Both of us are no certified witness the Prince bearing in that, and it's a bit of added security. I don't think Helene or Callahan would dare to lay a finger on me. They would not find me unprepared. You know, after all those years spent in Callahan's shadow and taking part in all the kindred dick major contests, I should expect a ruse, employed to kill me in and out the way place. That's our inherent paranoia talk, and my gut tells me it's time to get the show started. Do you hope you have a boat nearby, Langley? Silver smiles mischievously. Of course I do. It's waiting for us by the pill. Lead the way, then. Moonlight's burning. Yep, shame about the Angelo, but it feels like this here's gonna be the last, maybe. There, if you leave the apartment and walk toward the pill, nobody seems to be following you, you get on a small patrol boat and double time it through the Hudson's cold, dark waters. Out of all the places in New York City where the prince and the baron could meet, and it's Ellis Island, a landmark with a dark past, a museum on one hand, a dilapidated piece of history on the other. Leave the boat and make your way to the southern part of the island. Pay no heed to the renovated tourist attractions on the northern side. Expect some resistance, a night guard, a helicopter flying overhead, or maybe an NYPD patrol boat. Nothing. The island seems completely deserted. Well, that's us. Kayla set Sophie on edge. She's moving as quietly and subtly as ever, but you can see that she's eager to reach the particular house her intel pointed out. Talk is following suit, grimly determined, flashing his piercing gaze all over, still clearly uncertain that this isn't some kind of con. Finally, you see a light coming from a window in one of the buildings at the edge of the island. Three of you slowly creep closer to the building and take a look inside the window. There it is. Callahan's kneeling in front of the prince, sucking on Panhard's wrist, both fully clothed. A small blessing. Torque makes his move before Sophie can stop him. He busts through the building's doors. It all happens very quickly. Torque grabs Callahan by the shoulder and throws him through the still open door. Callahan hits the ground hard. Torque appears on top of him and starts punching. You fucker, you piece of shit. Stop. The prince's voice takes hold for just long enough to make Torque relent. Well, here's the thing. If you think about it, yes, you would have high level dominate, so of course you could make him stop. Which the Baron uses to the force, which shoves Torque off of himself, who tries to bite down. Prince, cut off your lap, dog. Langley, what's the meaning of this? Two anarchs break apart, both wounded. But neither's quite done, not yet. They look at one another with pure hatred. Kill the bitch, Helen. I'll leave this fledgling to me. Or after I deal with the shit thing, I'm gonna... Sure, unpleasant laughers, though. You know who it belongs to. Oh, fuck. And so enters this douchebag. So entertaining, truly. It feels almost a shame to break up the spectacle, but alas. Thomas? Who the fuck is this joker? Ah yes, I don't think we met, though I did hear a lot about you, Mr. Torque. My name is Thomas Arturo, and I... Kevin uses moment to strike. Still too slow for Torque, who throws the boxes along with the two exchange blows once again. Ahem, Helene, if you'd be so kind to ask your friend to not hurt our guest too much. Callahan, don't kill him. This time Callahan comes out on top of grabs Torque in an eye, holds your companion's throats but can't break away. I will not be denied, Helen. Not this time. You would do as I command. And she would do as I command her. Douglas, old boy. What? Like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I feel like I need to break up this little spectacle. It's been going on for far much too long. You think you're so smart, Langa? You and your figuring out that there was something fishy going on your own, but you're always working with just a piece of the puzzle. Was it you, Tiffy? So we let you shot and disappointed. This is not happening. Oh, I assure you, there's no fever dream. That might seem to you like a nightmare to think this was all put in motion by me chatting with Serena, isn't it? You were screaming, of course, as Callahan, whose arm has been nearly wrapped off his body, Torp breaks out of the baron's grasp, but doesn't continue the attack. There he's at the edge of the water, and the blink of eye disappears into the Hudson. The only trace of him is his fedora. I never had to going off strip at the very end, eh? No matter, let him bring us some amusement now that the protection is almost wrapped up. He reaches out, he'll tell everyone of this. Helene, even if we naively assume his nights aren't numbered now that he's in the SI sites, this show must go on one way or another. Won't hurt to encourage leaks and speculation. Sophie looks at you. How could you, Tiffy? I saved you. George suddenly appears next to her and slaps her in the face. Langley. What happened to your self-esteem? You can't really think a simple neonate has outplayed you. Maybe this oblivious act is a way of groveling for mercy. Thomas, what? You thought that being an expert chess player would always be enough. You never realize that people at the top simply flip the chessboard over and punch you in the face when they don't like how the game is going. Motions to remain kindred. The thing is, you won't even attempt to play in the game you knew. Tiffy, just an old pawn placed on the board by my associate. Thought they were your piece since you took them in. But who gave you that idea? During the night when you were judged by Prince Panhard, the woman in red, Sophie, somebody speak to you, a man in glasses, man standing before you now. This is cruel. We knew what was going to happen if only somebody would speak up for the poor child. They could be a useful tool for the Camarilla. Shadow creeps onto Sophie's face. Of course those are not the words you heard, were they? No, they were always grasping for some opportunity to further your scheme. I put the bait out and you took it. Hook, line, and sinker. After that was all matter of time before you started using Tiffy as your errand girl. Not always quite as easy to track and monitor as a naive fledgling who's just learning the ropes. What do you want, Thomas? What do I want? Oh boy, the answer is so simple, but so hard to put into words. Unstable stability. Cutting edge. Tells us thrills and intrigue that push you to the limit. Then return you to the tried and tested status quo. Gently and infallibly. This approach distractly moving parts which stimulate conflict so convincingly that users never feel a need to direct their energy toward upsetting the system. Shooting the turnover through the disposable, building a city that's like a ship of Theseus, constantly changing its parts yet always maintaining the same purpose, serving the same goal at all times. Large-scale infrastructure that is something like an exhaust system for the spirit, something that disperses the toxicity around instead of concentrating in a single place. None of what you're saying makes the slightest bit of sense. Towards the moment when he stopped in his tracks, he stared to the sky for a few seconds before a sad grin appeared on his face. Sorgan someone who never really had what it takes to make it in the big leagues. With the theatrical snap of fingers, he gives it his last sentence and a sense of finality. Something's changing now. So he saw a shadow move behind Sophie. Goodbye, Sophie. The person appears behind Sophie. You can't believe your eyes. It's... Oh fuck, it's our stalker holding garden shears in her hands. Adeline, stop. No. Well, we missed that scene, didn't we? You hear the shears snap. Sophie's red hair conceals her face as her head falls separated from her shoulders. Silence. Returns unpleasant laughter erupts right next to you. Oh, Tiffy, your career is moving at breakneck pace, moving up, up, and up. Let me congratulate you on your promotion. What do you want from me? That's right, I was about to get to that. Eileen, feel free to leave us and take the Baron with you. I don't think you should. Shush, you're just being jealous, Adeline. Let's go with the Prince and dear old Douglas, please. Oh, snap. So Adeline's basically his subordinate that was sent to spy on me, or getting close to me, while the whole... Oh god, my head. So basically, yeah, I sort of guessed that he was involved from, you know, his silhouette at the beginning. But basically, he's been sort of playing everyone, hasn't he? Oh no. Where is it? Where is it? Starts with a J, everyone. Do we not have it here, seriously? You'd think this would be an L. Starts with a J. Nope, we don't have the Jihad Hill. Nope, we don't have the Jihad Hill. Anyway. Sure thing, darling. Left alone next to Sophie's body, you try not to look, but it's hard to ignore a lift frame decomposing in front of your eyes. Congratulations, you won this little game. See how a suicide mission is. Successfully brought down the power-hungry wannabe tyrant. Even if it probably wasn't the way you imagined it. Now you're free to enjoy paradise again. Life after death, immortality, eternal youth. What they don't tell you is, of course, living in paradise is inherently sinful when not everyone can partake. But you have time to learn how to live with sin, don't you? Takes a melancholy look at the city skyline surrounding him. Statue of Liberty and the lights of Manhattan shimmering in the distance. You know, New York taught me to believe in fate. My own life began right here. Now Gray's going off on that fate thing again. My own life began right here, and it began with utter despair. My first instinct was to drown myself at birth and keep reading and reading until literature gave me the piece of wisdom I need to go on. Personally, I found reading a silly hobby in retrospect. I always had this minuscule hope that the net sense I had read could finally bring me salvation, but it never did. It only gave me feel for this elevated, righteous intellectual suffering. The more I read, the easier it was for me to boil every paragraph down to a power relationship. The characters then influence over each other, the writer trying to impress the reader, etc. Strings everyone pulled started to look like strands that weave into the fabric of fate. Once I started building, I got teary-eyed. My architect instincts kicked into overdrive. Now to submit to fate, all I had to do was cooperate with it and wait for my time to shine. Get my input wherever I needed until it trusted me to do more. Thomas Episode was there for Sophie, wiped his glass of an elegant cloth from his pocket. And it did. Fate let me look after the city. With my architect's tools, I started quietly shaping the streets and corridors, while Kaiser and his ilk shaped the information flow. And among many tools this process gave me, one of them was a way to elaborately come up with useful agents, like you. I have studied useful crude at times, but the route was, well, all you had to do was follow it. Some people were roadblock passages, the other were planned city arteries, and the fact is the same. Someone always follows. Puts on the glass and gives you a long, hard look. Now I've grown fond of you. You did so well, even with that idiot Callahan tipped the Inquisition off, you still got out. I like that kind of resourcefulness. I could use that kind of resourcefulness. Comforts his wrist. Take my blood, just enough so I could start off on the right foot. A sign of good faith. A sign they're ready to play in the big leagues. Ready to behold the sights I've prepared for you. What do you say, Tiffy? I don't get to make a decision. Apparently. Apparently we just go to credits. Well. Fuck. And we could skip the credits if we wanted to. Oh, that was... I need a drink. Well, that was definitely a thing. So basically, he sent the guy to embrace us just so he could have a pawn in the game. Then he convinced Sophie to save us. So we could basically follow out her plan while all setting up this plan for him to just offer at the end. Because apparently he's actually in control of everything. That whole jihad thing. Yes, the whole elders playing their power schemes amongst Cyrus playing their elder schemes against their child. I forget exactly what the jihad definition was. But yeah. Still. Holy shit. That was the thing. Shame about the whole Nosferatu dance of those things. We just sort of, you know, didn't really get a complete as thing. Also, my audio is now too low. That's better. Well, I guess that's the Shadows of New York. But yeah, after that, 4 saves gone. We have to go back and start a new game, apparently. In fact, I actually want to do that. Just so I can get back to reading what he said at the beginning. I was gonna make sure of that one thing. But yeah, remember this thing at the very beginning? Like, yeah, that hairline. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was a human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. They're all designers for our own destinies. That was belief for a shadow in the richest woman in the United States. That's the richest one. Now, fate you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. Having the very same place you're standing right now. By the way, fate, you decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to play hostile. Just listen a little longer. And my mistake was I flew to closest sign of made since my punishment was never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. That's for someone far more powerful than me. Saw my ratings and thought that won't do. She showed me the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She's a ninth generation kindred. Just like you. But that doesn't make sense now. So that would make him 10th generation, which means we could be a 9th generation kindred. Unless his subordinate that embraced us was a 8th generation kindred, which why would an 8th generation kindred be listening to a 9th generation kindred? A 10th generation kindred even. Probably enjoyed teaching me the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. Such an eye show when you look at some of the loudmouth braggarts and see them all for their really are. Temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my science lesson was about fate, a message saying, you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. Almost drove me to destroy myself. Same was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Yours wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. I didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she stared at it dead now, and I'm still here, standing where she stood when we first met. I wonder how I learned about her arrival to the airport. Maybe he's talking to a different kindred. Yeah, wait. Wait, maybe he's talking to our potential sire, Phil. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe he's talking to our potential sire before they come and embrace us. As is the course destiny, as luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Traveling here straight from the plane, having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place, what's a little desperate, and you apologize for it. So I offer you to visit New York, 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? Never eager to inform me you're here. Instead, you share with that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport, very relationship very much, don't get me wrong. Besides, because of the fact that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the one I trusted to do the job well, and without attracting intention. Might think of crazy actions breach the rules of a society like this. Then some parts will go away if it's unpunished. This is New York, and I don't know about other cities, but this one, fate really exists. Right now it's smiling in your favor. Yeah, I think that was this Orsire he was talking to. Orsire changes based on, you know, who we pet, but still. So yeah. Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense with the whole 9th generation thing. Because that would basically mean, that still would mean that he was basically playing a 9th generation while being a 10th generation to come and embrace us, which means we were technically a 10th generation. Huh. Odd. Didn't feel like we were a 10th generation. Like 10th generation is pretty high up there compared to where things should be in this modern age. Like we should be at least generation 14, 15. Given how most vampires are. But then I guess the camera did slow down the whole embracing bullshit, so yeah. Huh. Still. Weird. Well, I guess next time we move on to Shadows of New York. That's a thing. But yeah. Frickin' Thomas just manipulated everything, technically. Then the question is, why? Well, it gets rid of Sophie, keeps the status quo going, keeps everything else going. The only problem is Torch's out there, everyone knows about this whole thing, and the question is, what happens to us? Because the prince could easily just have us killed at a moment's notice now. Since we know about this, and we could try to out this, but well, no one would really believe us, so. And Kaiser probably knows all about this anyway. What happened to our companions? Companions are just poof, gone. I guess maybe we'll find out in Shadows of New York unless we make a new character in that. I don't know. All I know for a fact though is this video is over and this took us a while. Because everything happened all at once, in one night. But anyway. So, next time we move on to Shadows of New York. Then after Shadows of New York's done, I'm probably going to go back to Bloodlines. Just cause, you know. Might do a Ventrue again. I mean, I might do a Ventrue. Problem though is, Ventrues really don't have any powers I really like that much. I mean, Dominate's fun. But it's not that showy. It's not as fun as Demontation. And the fact of not having Obfuscate. I have to just give myself Obfuscate just so I feel confident. But we'll see. As for now, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all. And have a nice day or night. Till next time.